Hi, today I'm going to give you a brief overview on how to log into your virtual classroom as well as navigate and see some of the features it can do for you. So first, we need to open an internet browser. I do prefer Google Chrome. We'll click on Google Chrome and we'll see I am already at the web address learn.education2020.com/student. Here, before I even enter in my username and password, I'm going to click on this very important link here, check plugins. Before you log in for the first time, and periodically throughout the year, it is important to check your plugins. What is a plugin? Well, let's click on the box, or the link. It does open up a box for the required plugins. You'll see we do have things that are needed such as Java, Adobe Flash Player, Adobe Acrobat Reader, QuickTime Player, Shockwave Player. If these things are not up to date, you might experience some difficulties trying to complete your coursework. How are they up to date, or how do we know if they're up to date? Well, if we look on the right hand side under the label here, it says success, we do see green check marks as well as one blue unknown. That is okay. It does show that we do have something to view Acrobat Reader or to view those type of PDF documents. But one thing that should be concerning is if we see a red X here instead of a green check mark. If we do see a red X, we'll simply click on the link or the name of the plugin and we'll be taken to their homepage where you can download the most updated version of the plugin. Typically when we see errors in Edgenuity, or formerly Education 2020, a plugin tends to be out of date. So if you do experience those problems, make sure to log out and check your plugins and see if there's one that you can update. But for us, it looks like we are good to go. Now, let's log in with our username. Today I will be using one of my dummy accounts I have created instead of using an actual student's account. Now, when I log in, you will see the virtual classroom as it is. On the left-hand side, we have our course list. You can see it is broken down into subject area. We have our social studies, science, math, and language arts. It looks like I have quite a few social studies classes on my dummy account. But before we even dive into the courses, let's look around at some of the features of just the virtual classroom itself. When you first log in here, you'll see any announcements that are important to us. Typically, your teachers will post any important dates that are coming up, when assignments are due, any type of school cancellations. As you can see this week, we are on our 4th day of not having school. Lucky for you. But here, let's look at our organizer. This is something that's very important to stay on track. When we open our organizer, we do see again our announcements. But if we look at the bottom, we're going to see 3 important tabs. One is our reports tab. That one is the most important in my opinion, and I'll show you in just a second. Secondly, we have our communications tab, where you can click on things such as email, chat manager, etc. As well as the last one, resources, which we'll show you a little bit of how-to videos as well as some glossary, dictionary, things of that nature. But for us, let's click on reports. Now, when you open the reports tab, you see many features you can click on. Scores and feedback will bring you to a page where you can check on any score that you have or were given on an activity, and also any teacher feedback that may have been provided. It's a great way to see how you are doing on your individual assignments. Our progress report, which I'll go into a second here, is a way for you to keep track of your progress in the course. Prescriptive testing is a way for you to see how you have performed on the prescriptive test, a test that is given at the beginning of the course. The most important feature here of the whole organizer, I cannot stress enough, is our assignment calendar. That is how we stay on track and make sure that we are completing the course on time. Let's click on that. Before we do that, we can click on eNotes. Any type of notes you do choose to write can be viewed and saved here in the eNotes. But again, let's click on our assignment calendar. Now there are 2 drop-down boxes at the top, one for the course and the other for the week. Now, it does break each course down by week throughout the school year. So let's click on our courses. We see that we do have quite a few, But we do want to pay attention that we are looking at our current courses. Any course that may have been assigned to you in the past will go under our archive courses. We do not want to look at those. But just for fun, let's look at our Biology A course. Now you see I have yet to start this course, but it does show that our course starts on January 26th, or actually January 27th, which is a Monday. The week does go from Sunday to Saturday, so it does show the 26th on there. But for Monday, January 27th, to stay on track, we would have needed to complete the lesson, What is Biology? And it looks like its entirety for the whole lesson. We needed to complete a warm-up, an instruction, a summary, an assignment, and then finally the quiz. We do see that the quiz overflows to the next day, but to make sure that you are on track, I would complete that quiz for the first day that you do see it. Now we'll see if I scroll down, we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Those are the only days you have assignments active. And if we do have no school for a day, let's say Christmas or Thanksgiving, you'll notice that that day is taken out of the assignment calendar. You do not have any assignments for that day. It means you don't have to complete those. But a couple things of importance here. We do see that everything is gray here. It means I've yet to complete it. Now, once I do complete an activity, it will turn green and have a green check mark by it. Let's see if I can show you an example in a U.S. history class. You see I have completed the first assignment here for Monday, January 14th. It is showing up green with a green check mark. Now previously I have gone through this class. I'm not sure where I have left off. Let's try week 15. Looks like I have completed green. Okay, right here we do see gray. It means I've yet to complete that assignment. So hypothetically, if today was April 26, 2013, I would need to make sure I complete my summary, assignment, and my quiz today to stay on track. Now, let's log back out. Let's click on our progress report. We want to see how we're doing on our grades, correct? Here, you can see a detailed display of how you're doing in the course. Again, for Biology A, I've yet to start this. So, from this drop-down box, let's click on a class I have completed some coursework in. Let's try U.S. History 1. We may have to click the Update button here. Now we'll see two bar graphs going across from left to right. At the top is our course completed. This is how far we are in the class. As soon as we complete an assignment or we complete a few assignments, we'll notice that these boxes start to fill up. They'll start small and get bigger, and then they will move all the way to the right. Under that, though, the most important thing you'll see is this blue bar. That is our target completion. Now, when you start with Fulton Virtual High School, we will enter in target dates. You can see them up here at the top. A target date basically is when you start the course and the target when it needs to be completed by. Now, the system will take all the assignments and correspond them into different days and weeks and even them out for you to complete that course on time. That was what the assignment calendar was. Now, again, these are a little outdated, but to be on track today, I would need to be 76% of the way completed with the course. I would be considered on track. But we can see I'm only 20.4% complete. I am way behind. Another way to know that I am behind, I do see that these boxes are red. Red does mean behind. We can see here, red is behind, blue is on target, and green means we are ahead. Yes, everyone, with this program you are allowed to excel and get ahead of schedule and complete courses ahead of time. But the downfall with that, you can fall behind as well. So make sure to keep up with your assignment calendar. But to look at this a little more, this bar graph here on the right does show your overall grade. It gives you a grade for everything you have completed so far. So out of the 20% of the class I have completed, so far I'm getting a 95%. That is a good grade, but But we see, again, I am behind. So we look over here, we do see some different figures. We have a complete count, a relative grade, and an actual grade. The only thing of importance here is our actual grade. What this does is it takes into account what we've completed, but it also ties in everything we've yet to complete, everything that we should have completed. And therefore, since I have completed only 20% out of 76% where I should be at, my grade is a 25%. That is definitely failing. But we see at the bottom here, you can get a more of a breakdown of how your course looks. How many quizzes you have taken out of how many total there are in the class. The same with the tests, exams, any essays or additional projects, which you do see over here. Assignments is our big one though. We do see out of this class there's 457 assignments. Now that might sound like a lot, but any direct instruction video or summary or warm-up that we complete does count as an assignment. So you will see that number move up and progress as you go through the course. You can see how each assessment is weighted, how you will be graded on it. So you can view this for each course that you are in. It's a great way to stay on track and see where you're at. Now, we'll go back. Another important feature is our communications tab right down here. Remember, it's a requirement to stay in contact with your teacher once per week at minimum, preferably once every day. Now, a phone call, a face-to-face visit will work, but since we're online, we do find that email tends to work the best. So, let's say you have a question for your teacher, U.S. history, for example. You're stuck on maybe the differences between some of the people in the northern and southern colonies during the American Revolution. Let's say you want to email your teacher. We'll click on email. Now, here you can view any email you may have received in the past, but to send a new one, we'll click compose. Here is a select recipient. It's a little bit of a different email. You can only email teachers on staff here. It's not one where you can email anyone at, say, a Gmail or Yahoo account. So we'll click on our teacher here. Let's go with Trevor Riam. I heard he's pretty good. And we're going to add him as a recipient. Now, please make sure that you add a subject line to your email. It helps us out to understand or quickly see what type of question you may have. Help. I need some help in my U.S. history class, please. Any email or question you may want to ask, you can simply type in here, and when you're ready to go, hit send. It is that easy. Now, again, this is your organizer. It is very important that you keep up to date with your assignment calendar. I cannot stress that enough. Ask your teacher if you have any questions on that. But again, it can be found right here. Now, complete some coursework. And when you're done, log back into the virtual classroom, seen here. And before you log out, click back on the organizer, reports tab, and the assignment calendar. And check to see, did I get to where I need to be in the class to be done for the day? Now remember, you need to stay on track in all 6 of your courses. You think you can do it? I think you can, and this tool will help. Thanks for watching, and again, any questions, ask your teacher.